Annemarie Anang. I've always loved creating and sharing stories, and I want to introduce you to my new book, I Am NEFERTITI, which is illustrated by Nettel Kwek. I'm also an actress and musician, so I get to tell stories on stage, in front of the camera, sometimes behind it, and with music. I Am NEFERTITI is about a girl called Nefertiti. When she plays the drums, the band sound together, on the beat, as one. When she says, I am Nefertiti, she feels 10 feet tall. But when her new music teacher shortens her name to Nef, bit by bit she starts to shrink. Without Nefertiti to keep the beat, the band is in disarray. Drawing on her inner strength and with the support of the children, they help Miss Potts recognise the importance of honouring Nefertiti's name. Now, when Nefertiti keeps the beat, the music sounds so sweet. It's a heartwarming, joyous, empowering story of identity and belonging. Nefertiti has been named by her grandmother after Queen Nefertiti, a great Egyptian queen, whose name means a beautiful woman has come. Names can empower people, especially if they have a meaning or a history, or they've been named after someone special, like Nefertiti. You can take this power away from children and adults by changing their name without their say-so or carelessly mispronouncing their name. Many people from different backgrounds will identify with this theme. Children who feel empowered will love themselves, and ultimately you have to love yourself before you can love others. And also, Nefertiti's grandma gave her that name, so it means a lot to her. I wanted to write so that my daughter could see herself represented as the main character in picture books, a main character that does all the exciting, fun, hilarious, ambitious, amazing things that her white counterparts do. Only 8% of all children's books published in the UK in 2020 had a global majority character, compared to 5% in 2019. There is an upward, very minimal trend, but as you can see, it's frustratingly low and doesn't reflect the UK's ethnic diversity. I worked as a teacher for many years, and story time was always my favourite time of the day because I could see how engaged the children were, how silent they were, trying to understand the story and being a part of that story. Now, I can see that seeing yourself reflected in a book can make a really big impact on a child's confidence if they're seeing themselves reflected in books, magazines, TV. They grow up to love themselves, and this is vital for healthy development, for them to be able to see themselves reflected in stories. All children should also be reading about children with lives different from themselves. Ultimately, I'm here to make that change for the sake of my daughter, for the sake of Black and brown children, and ultimately for all children. I loved reading as a child. My parents always allowed me to visit the library as much as I wanted, and I would sometimes end up reading several books a day. Favourite books that stand out to me, Roald Dahl's The Twits, and I enjoyed reading books about the paranormal. I'm a musician. I love to sing. I like to play music. I love to listen to music. So I wanted to use a musical setting. It came very naturally for this story, I Am Nefertiti. I chose instruments that might be familiar and unfamiliar to children, and I wanted to create a sound, a real diverse sound in the band, but I also wanted them to work in harmony together. So they're not typically the instruments you would find in a band. I also wanted Nefertiti to play a challenging instrument that not many children played, particularly not many girls played. So I chose the drums. There is a beautiful rhyming section in the story, and I had to also think about which instruments to choose when thinking about this rhyming section. I Am Nefertiti is a book that can be used as a teaching tool in the classroom with its themes of identity, teamwork, self-confidence, well-being, and of course music. The story's themes are universal and relatable, and it's a really fun book that would enhance any bookshelf. Visit my website annemarieanang.com for resources, activities, fun songs about Nefertiti and her friends, and videos where you can discover an instrument from the band every week. See you next time.